Welcome everybody to Football, the People's Game, your home of footballing analysis. If you're a first-time viewer, subscribe to follow more of our footballing analysis. We'll be talking about Manchester United and their new signings ahead of next season, which will be starting next week. First game versus Arsenal. And also we'll be talking about Manchester United's former goalkeeper's homecoming, David De Gea, in a friendly game today at Old Trafford. Today I'm having with me in the studio Edwin, who is a Manchester United fan, to talk about these things. So first, we'll be introducing Edwin. Edwin, thank you very much for joining us on this session today with Football, the People's Game.
Yeah, thank you, Horace. It's nice to be here and always nice to talk about football and especially Manchester United.
All right, so nice having you on the show. First, we'll be talking about Manchester United's new signings, but before then, we'll be talking about Ruben Amorim's comments that he made last season. When he came in after some few games, he did say that Manchester United are going to suffer. But after their last game, last season, he said that the suffering days are over and that the glory days will soon come. But after the first game this season in a friendlies against Leeds, he did mention again that Manchester United are going to suffer. So since then, Manchester United have been able to sign Matheus Cunha, they have been able to sign Brian Mbeumo, and also they'll be unveiling Benjamin Sesko in a friendly today at Old Trafford. So what would you be saying about such comments from Ruben Amorim? Yes, last season they did suffer because they had a very poor campaign, but ahead of the next season that will be starting next week, they have 3 good new signings going into the season. So what would you be making of such comments from Ruben Amorim? Would Man United still suffer, or they are likely to have a good campaign next season?
Thank you, Horace. I think he's just trying to play it safe
Okay.
by managing expectations. That's why he keeps making the comments. Okay, like last season, we ended up not playing so well. We suffered. So nobody could have said, oh, after all the promises he made, he didn't deliver this and that. But if he eventually delivered last season, it would be like a very happy surprise for us, right? It would have been a very happy surprise that he did this, even though he said he was not expecting us to, he expected us to suffer, but we ended up performing very well. But I think that's what he's still trying to do again this season, although he made lots of promises after the last game, like you mentioned. And yeah, he tries to give us hope because we can't keep suffering, right? We are not here to suffer. We're here to enjoy football. We're here to enjoy football, the people's game, pun intended. We're here to expect to like enjoy the game. It's not something to make us suffer. But yes, we have suffered in the past. And unless something massive is done, which I haven't seen that done yet. So he's still right to say we should expect to suffer. The massive clear out, left for me, my own opinion, we should have even sold even Bruno Fernandes, got that big money and signed more players. Yes, let's start afresh. Jonas, and let's start afresh. Ronaldo made a comment that, like an aquarium, if a fish is sick, you take it out, you treat it, and then you put it back into the aquarium. It will still get sick again. You don't clean the aquarium. So we need a clean house, like he did at Sporting, to like chase some players, bring new signings. He's signing good players, which I believe that they will play well, including Benjamin Sesko. But are we really there yet? Are we really at the level that we can start expecting to win the league? Well, we have to wait to see.
All right. So you just talked about a total clear out and also not exempting the captain, Bruno Fernandes. But we have seen some bold calls from Ruben Amorim since last season, asking out Marcus Rashford, who is currently on loan at Barcelona. And also, there is no place in the squad for Sancho, and also Garnacho and Anthony as well. So, in the absence of these players, some new signings have been made in Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko that will be announced this afternoon. So what do you think? These 3 new signings, what edge do they have over these players that I've mentioned in Marcus Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, and Garnacho?
All right. It's always easy when you get new players to get excited. So every United fan want to like, if you go online to look for highlights, you see the kind of highlights that you want to see, the positives. So for now, we all know that these players are good. They played well last season, and for the 2, Cunha and Mbeumo, we know them to be Premier League players, proven, and they played very well last season. So that is something we don't get to say, we signed some players in the past, they came to the league was too difficult for them. at least we know these guys understand the league. They
Yes.
played even well. Some of them scored goals against even Manchester United. So we know them to be good. That's an advantage. But yes, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They might come and not play as good as we hope. But in players like Rashford, I don't think Anthony is really guilty of that. Garnacho, those players, the problem that I had with them is not just that they are not delivering on the pitch. Let's not lie to ourselves. They were not reaching the level, the standard we expect them to reach. They have people that are younger than them at Barcelona, Lamine Yamal playing better than them. But my main problem with them was the character. I spoke here the other time about culture, how the culture at the club had fallen. So yes, that is what I hope that these players are coming in will have. They should have that professionalism. They should have that passion. They should not go behind the club's back to insult the club or do things cause chaos in the club. That is the most important thing. We are not going to heal United overnight. When we bring in these kind of players that have the right mentality and we build that culture, that it will start showing on the pitch. If everything is positive behind the pitch, then it will start showing up on the pitch as well. So that is what I hope we get from these players.
All right, so we'll look at some of the statistics of these new signings that are coming in. And like Matheus Cunha, he last season in the Premier League, he had 33 appearances and 15 goals, 15 Premier League goals, and 6 assists. And Brian Mbeumo has 38 appearances, 20 Premier League goals, 7 assists. And Benjamin Sesko had 13 goals in Bundesliga with Leipzig and 5 assists. So these are whole lots of goals. If you see the goals that Matheus Cunha has scored, 15 goals, 20 goals for Brian Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko has 13 league goals with Leipzig. If you look at that in comparison with Manchester United's forward line last season, I don't think Højlund has up to that number, 13 league goals last season. In the front line for Manchester United, I don't think any player has up to 20 Premier League goals that Brian Mbeumo managed with his former club. And also Matheus Cunha having 15 league goals. With these new signing stats that are coming into Manchester United, what do you think will be in for Manchester United?
I think we'll win the league if they can replicate. If they can replicate such statistics, yes, obviously we'll be contenders, or at least we'll do better than next season. Because the numbers don't lie. No matter how people want to see it, the numbers don't lie. They played well. They did it. Most of them did it in the Premier League. So we expect them to bring in the same. If they can actually replicate those statistics, Manchester United will do much, much better than last season, which is a very low bar to set, by the way, because we didn't do anything we didn't do well at all last season. So I believe they can take the club forward.
All right. So with Brian Mbeumo having 20 Premier League goals to his name last season, if you can still remember vividly about a quote that Ferguson made during his coaching career, he did say that for you to win the Premier League, you would need a striker that can offer you up to 20 Premier League goals. Although Brian Mbeumo is not a striker, but he's a forwarder. And we are not saying that Brian Mbeumo is coming in immediately to score 20 Premier League goals for Manchester United. But with a player, a caliber of his player, having 20 Premier League goals last season, and also coming in to replace players like Rashford and Garnacho and Sancho that have not actually scored up to 20 Premier League goals in a campaign, do you think that is a big boost for Manchester United under Amorim?
Definitely it is. Definitely it's a boost. And from their performances last season, let's just compare last season, both the new signings and the players that are getting extra now, you'd say that it's a huge improvement, because those players, they didn't score the goals. Some of them had to be loaned out and the rest, because they're not really performing as we hope for them to. So definitely, if these guys can come and still score the same number of goals, it will be a huge boost for Manchester United if they can.
Okay. So, all right. So we'll be talking about Manchester United former goalkeeper David De Gea that will be coming to Old Trafford with Fiorentina to play against Manchester United at Old Trafford. It's already out that Manchester United will be honoring him before the kickoff. So what would you be saying about David De Gea's homecoming?
As a retired goalkeeper myself, I am always excited about news, positive news about one of the greatest goalkeepers in the history of Manchester United, David De Gea. He's a legend. There's no way you're going to. There are no two ways about it. I think the club understands that he didn't live in the right way as a big name. He was basically our best player for years, back to back, our best performing player. Behind not the best defense, could like pull up saves that saved us literally. Some games he pulled up so many saves that it was unbelievable. So he didn't leave the club in the right way. So I guess that's part of why you see the club on social media trying to like send message to him, welcoming him back home. He's also receiving the warmth and everything. He's enjoying the whole thing because he deserves it. He has done so much for the club. So it's exciting to see him come back home and be a part of the game. But he'll probably concede a few goals at the Trafford today.
All right. Last, before we go, there's a rumor about Donnarumma being linked with Manchester United. And I think there are chances that Manchester United could possibly sign him because PSG are in the position of not offering him a new contract. So do you think that it's going to be a good signing for Donnarumma to come to Manchester United? And if he comes, what would that mean for Onana?
I think that recalls back exactly what I was saying about competition, having healthy competition.
Yes.
It is a very good signing. If we get a top class goalkeeper, it is a very good signing. I want a situation that in every position we have two good players. I don't want us to sell Rasmus Højlund, in my opinion. Even with Sesu coming in, they should stay. Both of them should push themselves. With Obi, don't overlook that boy. Don't overlook Obi. He's a very, very good guy. He's a good player. He can still come in and do something for Manchester United. But that's by the way. Looking at the goalkeeper position, if we bring in someone like Donnarumma in the goalkeeping position, obviously it will push Onana to perform well. And if he doesn't perform well, we have lots of benches at Old Trafford that he could sit and warm and watch the game. Which is a very good get a very good seat in the house to watch the game until he decides to push himself. And that is what I want. I want that healthy competition. There are sometimes you watch United play and there's no hunger. From the goalkeeper to number 9, there's no hunger because even if I don't play well next week, I'll still come because there's nobody. There's no alternative to you that's as good as you are, and that's not really helping. So,
I think Manchester United have really fallen short in terms of the goalkeeping aspect. If you look way back at Manchester United history, they have been a club that are really profiled with having good goalkeepers. Talking about Peter Schmeichel with Manchester United, and after he left, Edwin van der Sar came in, and we have substitutes like Kuzak and also Ben Foster. These three keepers, any person that is in between the woods on any game, always put out a good performance. And under Jose Mourinho, we had David De Gea and also Romero. But now, Manchester United, they are having Onana, which is very much underperforming. And we are having somebody like Bayenda, which is even more worse than Onana. And then Tom Heaton, at his age, for me, likely is even performing better than these two keepers. So Manchester United, I think if they are really hoping that they are going to come back to be what they used to be, I think they should really look at that goalkeeping aspect. So what do you think?
Obviously, everything you said, I agree. I agree with everything you said. Heaton is performing better than them. As we saw in the preseason game, the game he came on, he pulled up saves. He's doing better than the both goalkeepers. And that's what I just said. We need more competition in that position so that those guys know that, if I don't perform well, I can't play at this club. So it's either I leave or I step up my game. That's what it means to play for Manchester United. We are not a club that should be finishing 15th. There's no way. There's no excuse for that. We should be performing better. We should be contending for the league, finishing first or second. That is what we are used to. So yes, we need that kind of competition at the club again, especially in that goalkeeping aspect. We need an upgrade in the goalkeeping aspect. Onana is good. His quality. He was he was the best goalkeeper in the world when we signed him. He was that good. But I just don't understand why he keeps making silly mistakes when you're at a club like United that are so spoiled and used to having good goalkeepers like you mentioned throughout our history. You shouldn't go down in history as one of the worst. You shouldn't go down in history.
I think Nemanja Matic put that clearly that he's the worst goalkeeper in Manchester United history last season in the Europa League clash between the two clubs.
Yeah, although Nana ended up winning that argument because United won against against his club. But yeah, it's something that is up for debate. You can actually consider him as one of the worst, though he's not been there long enough, but he's made too many mistakes. He has good games, he makes saves, but then when he lets the goal in, I just don't understand. How can you be a professional at that level and let some goals in? It just doesn't make sense.
All right. So in the friendlies today versus Fiorentina, what will be your possible predictions for that game?
I think because I love the year, but I love my club more, we'll just score 2. So that is 2-0 for Manchester United. It would have been 5, but I don't want the year to be humiliated that much.
It will be something to watch today because Manchester United will be unveiling Benjamin Sesko before they kick off, and also alongside Cunha and Mbeumo. And I think Mbeumo and Cunha will be starting. So what would you be expecting from the starters?
Well, I don't think any of the new signings have actually gotten on the score sheets yet.
Neither.
So it might be a good. Yeah, it would be a good one if at least one of them can get a goal for Manchester United, especially at Old Trafford, in front of the fans. And even if they don't get a goal or get goals, at least they should put up a very good performance to give us that hope going into the game against Arsenal.
Okay.
It's very, very important.
All right. So thank you very much, Edwin, for having you with us on today's session with Football, the People's Game. And we look forward to having you some other times again to discuss about football with us. So thank you very much, Edwin.
Thank you. Nice being here as always.
All right.